So, learning how to box, the first thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to make sure that you learn how to get in and out of your boxing stance. So to teach you how to get in and out of the boxing stance, this is what I want you to do. So you're going to start off nice and square. Take your arms, fold them here at the top. And then once you have your arms folded, what you're going to do is you're going to take your right leg if you're right-handed, and then do the opposite leg if you're left-handed. So all of this is for right-handed athletes, but if you're left-handed, you're just going to do the opposite on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, have our arms nice folded, and we're going to take our right leg, and we're going to bring our right leg back. Once we get that right leg back, we're going to take our hands and put them right there on the side of our face. Okay, tuck your chin down slightly, and then that's step one of your boxing stance. Now remember, when you're in your boxing stance, it's important to make sure that your feet are not too in line. You really want to make sure that when you step out into your boxing stance, you're creating good distance between your toe and your heel. So when I look down at my feet, one foot should be slightly to the left, one should be slightly to the right, and then you're going to bring your hands up, put your elbows in, and that's going to be step one of learning how to box, starting off with a good boxing stance. From here, we're going to focus on 2 punches for today's class. The 2 punches that we're going to focus on is our jab, which would be with our lead hand, or if you could imagine reaching out and touching the mirror, the hand that's closest to that mirror, that's going to be your jab hand. The other hand is going to be your cross hand, and that's going to be the hand that's a little bit further back away from your lead hand. All right? So the 2 punches that we're working on is the jab and the cross. When you get into your boxing stance, remember to bend your knees slightly. Boxing is a very dynamic sport. You're always moving either left, right, or circling. So remember to make sure that your legs aren't overly stiff. Bend your knees, okay? Settle your weight down into your legs. So your hands are up, and the first punch that we're going to work on in class 1 is our jab. Our jab, when you use your jab, what you want to do is you want to extend your hand away, and as you're extending your hand away from your face, you're rotating your elbow up and you're turning your thumb down. Kind of like you're pouring out a glass of water or a glass of milk. After you've poured out that glass, you want to return it back to where you start from. So we're just going to do that about 3 or 4 times just to make sure that you have that technique down. So we start off, hands up, elbows in, chin down. Extend your arm, rotate your elbow up, turn your thumb down, and then return in that nice straight pattern. We'll do it a couple more times. Straight out, rotate the thumb down, and then right back. Now, it's really important when you're using that jab to try to remember not to flare the elbow, okay? Keep your elbow down for as long as you can, and then just squeeze the shoulder, rotate the thumb down, and bring it right back to the side of the face. Next, we're gonna try to work on that right hand. Before we do, let's see if we can get back into that boxing stance again, okay? So square up, bring your hands up. Good. Remember, step your right leg back. Bend your knees to settle your weight down. Put both hands on the side of your face. Tuck your chin down slightly. And now let's talk about the right cross. The right cross, or the number 2 punch, is your power shot. When you drive this punch, you want to try to imagine driving from, going from the side of your face to the front of the face of your opponent or your attacker. Or if you even have a heavy bag, from the side of your face straight out towards that heavy bag, and then right back to the side of the face. Just like when using the jab, you want to try to remember, rotate the elbow up, turn the thumb down, squeeze the shoulder, and then return it right back to the side of your face. Let's go ahead and give that a try a couple more times, okay? So we're going to start with that right cross. Remember, turn the back foot, rotate the hip, shoulder, turn your thumb down, and then bring it right back to the side of your face, okay? So if we do that one more time, it kind of looks like this. Straight out, and then right back. Remember, when you're driving that power shot, it's important to make sure that you're rotating that back leg, and that's the other reason why you don't want the feet to be right in line. You want to make sure that that other foot is stepped out a little bit. So I have my hands up, elbows in, I'm going to rotate, squeeze my shoulder, and then I'm going to bring it right back. And so what we just covered was 2 single punches. Punch number 1 was the jab. Punch number 2 was the cross. And as you start to develop that jab cross, you can start to put them in what's called a combination. okay? And so now what we're gonna do, instead of doing one punch at a time, we're gonna throw the 1-2 combination, or we're gonna drive the 1-2 combination. So a combination is when you drive one punch directly after the other punch. So our first punch is gonna be the jab, the second punch is gonna be the cross, okay? So it will look like this. If we do the 1-2 combination, it's squeeze, rotate, return to beginning, right? Squeeze and rotate, and then return. Let's try that one more time. Squeeze and rotate, and return. All right? If you practice that every day, a few minutes a day, your jab cross will start to become more and more efficient and more effective. But that's the first step of starting to learn how to box. It's a great boxing stance, and we're focusing on that 1-2 punch and that 1-2 combination.